This is another of them comics that I am intimidated by the idea of reviewing, because this is about as perfect as a comic can be, and I fear I will not do it justice. This is Avengers Annual 17, which is the final part of that year's crossover event called the Evolutionary War. And if you want my hot tip for that crossover, just read this one. You will come away thinking that it is the most bestest crossover ever, and it'll save you from reading 6 or 7 terrible comics. This is the highlight. This is the entire story as far as I am concerned. The overall idea for the crossover is that the character called the Evolutionary, he is doing something. His agenda and plan are only confirmed and pursued in this comic. The rest of the issues before this are him standing around and talking about a plan or trying to do side missions. Other than when he fought Armageddon in the first part, the Extra Factors issue, nothing else is really worth reading. And even that one, the Extra Factors one, this is still so above that. The Evolutionary scientists, they have reassembled the dead robot Avenger known as Fembot, and when she is activated, she sends out an alert to the Avengers. But the problem is that the Avengers are no more. They disbanded just before this story due to the machinations of serial rapist Dr. Doom. But Captain America in the wrong costume is already on the job. After learning what happened to the team, he has been looking to assemble a new team. And so for this issue, we have a one-off ad hoc roster that is really enjoyable. First, we have Falcon Man, then Hercules Man in a silly costume he never wears in another comic. And I am willing to predict at least one viewer, probably Robin, loves this design. We also have the Smurf and Hulk. And rounding off this odd team is Yellow Wasp, straight from her story in Avengers Spotlight. She came in response to the emergency signal that her stolen costume picked up. There is a grey area as to whether she came because she wanted to do some good, or if she came to loot the abandoned base, or maybe even she just came because she was hoping Darth Knight would be there. Nevertheless, she performs well in this issue, and the other heroes accept that she is there without nefarious motivations. And I love this story. This is an immaculately packed issue. We get to see this fresh new team and some fun dynamics between them, particularly with regards to Hulk. And even though this iteration of the Avengers never unites again, I would have not been against seeing these exact characters together for a longer time. So the Evolutionary's plan is to detonate a gene bomb that will digivolve all life on Earth. I prefer my Evolutionary as less of an arch villain like this. I think this here is the most evil he has ever gotten. The Avengers, they free Fembot and she joins with them for this adventure, completing the team. In a single issue, we get a real flavour of a crossover event because we also incorporate SeaWorld and the Seamen, as well as the new gods of Apocalypse who are at war with SeaWorld. This is due to a thing that happened in the main Avengers book, but they are both affected by the Evolutionary's plans, and so the Avengers end up coming between their fighting and talk them into a stalemate to temporarily assist them in stopping the Evolutionary. Really good stuff. It is exceptional how they tell a better crossover event in a single issue than they did in 13 individual parts. I should probably say this is by Simon Walton. He wrote it. He was writing the main Avengers book, and his run, it never really got off to a real start. But this annual here is his best Avengers work. The art is by Mark Brigite, and it is really great too. In fact, we are coming to a visual bit that I like in a few pages. Right now, the Avengers are infiltrating the Evolutionary's headquarters, and there is something cute about the idea of Hulk sneaking around. Really like this issue. Strongest possible recommendation. Here is one of the bits where we see Yellow Wasp in action, and she is characterized as someone who actually is trying to help here. She has got her doubts, and she thinks that the other Avengers didn't trust her or care about her, but she doesn't flee when the going gets tough. She tries, and I think it is a shame that they never followed up on her involvement with this mission and got her to serve a proper term as an Avenger. Maybe that would have saved her ending up dead. Eventually, the Avengers get captured and they get put in a cage. So we have that bit I alluded to before. Hulk, Hercules Man and the Smurf combining their strength to bend the bars. Really nice visual. And what is left is a big fight with the Evolutionary. The Avengers realise that Hulk and Hercules Man are about the only real weapons they have against the Evolutionary. And so Hulk he gets to fight him, and then the Evolutionary just teleports Hulk away to the Nevada desert. There is this bit with Yellow Wasp. She tries to help out in the battle. She shrinks down and flies into his ear. That classic trick. And it doesn't really do much of anything to turn the tide of the fight. But it is a good showing for this character. And just remember that this entire usage of her, it is spinning out of Summit from a series that was routinely not important and meant little to the main Avengers titles. I won't give away the ending, but Hercules Man and the Evolutionary, they both digivolve into a living galaxy locked in eternal battle, and the Avengers stop the bomb from detonating, and that is the ending given away. Read this, it is fantastic. Didn't care about the rest of the crossover or having to read that. Read this alone. It is a great single issue. 7 thumbs up.